One of the most gratifying things about working at Community Action Network is when you see, particularly the kids do well. I had a kid last year pull me aside and said, "Hey, I interviewed for a job at the University of Michigan," and then the little smile, "I think I got it." And those kinds of moments really sort of get you through a month at least, and they make you not, that you can't stop smiling. One of the things that I love about Community Action Network is its history. It was started here at High Cone by a person who lived here. Her name was Kathy Baldwin. She felt that there was a need for some structured programs and services, particularly for the children. She realized that the kids were not getting the kind of academic assistance that they needed to be successful in school, and that there wasn't a lot of recreational and leisure time activities going on that were positive in nature. So she started doing that from her living room. Whenever she needed some supplies, her church would take a collection. And eventually, the church became involved and helped her set up a nonprofit, Community Action Network. So that history sort of grounds us really nicely. And you can still feel that community involvement and the community ownership and community partnership here at High Cone. And I love that about working at Community Action Network.
We operate 4 community centers here in Ann Arbor, notably the Bryan Community Center, High Cone Community Center, Greenback Shore Court Community Center, and Northside Community Center. And one of the reasons that's very important about how we operate is that our organization is very much community-based. Our programs and services, those community centers, are located in the communities that we're primarily needing to support, and so we have a much greater accessibility both for ourselves and reaching out to the families, but also for the families reaching out to us.
CAN is really a community organization. It allows all of us professional staff to have the flexibility to meet the client where they're at, do what needs to be done, be creative in our work, in our program design, and that's really one of the most exciting things about working for CAN.
When we think about stabilizing families, we're talking about making sure that families have enough food to eat. We have food pantries, we serve meals during our after-school programs and summer camps. We have food distributions.
We have a large distribution, then we have a smaller distribution. So we kind of have some type of food distribution for the families at least once a week. I have a new resident who, for the first time, came in for food, and she was almost in tears because she was just so excited. She was just like, "Wow, I can't believe you guys do these types of things." So seeing stuff like that really keeps me going every day.
So the food security is part of stabilizing families. And then, of course, the most important part is making sure that families aren't evicted. And we will do a lot of eviction prevention.
I often get referrals from staff at the Housing Commission to say, we really want to stabilize this family. We don't want to see them move out, but they're behind in their payment. They're having conflicts with their neighbors. We need some additional support. So I'll contact the family by letter or phone, try to set up an in-person interview, and just sort of do an assessment with them and hear from them and let them know, here's what the Housing Commission had to say. They don't really want to have to put you out. We don't want you to not have a home. So let me hear from you. What's your side of the story? What's happening? And what do you think we can do to remedy the situation?
And we've been very successful with that over the years. In the last 10, now almost 11 years, we've had 0 evictions due to non-payment of rent. So that definitely tells us that we've been very successful at stabilizing families. Our goal is to help them achieve their highest academic potential. That's how you create a better future for yourself. So the community centers are really the go-to place for the children that we serve. And so what you see is kids coming off the school bus, running to the community center, sort of like that "hi mom, I'm home" kind of feeling. They get a snack. And then, just like any parent, our staff asks, "Okay, what's your homework? Do you have homework for today? What do we need to do?"
We do a variety of things, and ranging from after-school programs that turn into summer camps. And those summer camps, although they do have a lot of fun incorporated into them, they also do have a lot of life skill enrichment, academic enrichment that occur during that time as well.
This past summer, our kids did so much reading and science. We've seen kids go back to the school in the fall making significant gains in reading, and I jokingly made a bet with the principal that I don't think that there's a kid in Ann Arbor last summer who did more reading or worked on science than our kids did. Asking if there was a kid that did more, I would be willing, I introduced me to this kid, and she kind of laughed. And when she seen some of the reading results, she said, well, you may have been right.
We started tracking this about 10 years ago when I started Community Action Network, and in those 10 years, children that have worked and been coming to our community centers have enjoyed a 96% graduation rate. For Ann Arbor Public Schools, the percentage of students graduating from economically disadvantaged students last year was 67%. Right? So that's a major outcome that I think is pretty powerful. And it really reflects the day-to-day support that we make available in the community centers. Because to be successful, honestly, a student needs to have day-to-day support. They need to have help with homework every day. Not once a week, not twice a week, but all the time. Have a lot of conversations with community members about what kind of community they want their children to grow up in. Do they want the kind of community where people are fighting and arguing and are maybe not the most considerate of each other? Do they want the kind of community where there's trash all around? Or do they want a community where people are supportive of each other, where they look after each other's kids?
We do surveys, we do focus groups, we have resident council meetings where we ask, what are we doing, what can we do better, what would you like to see done differently, what don't you like to see that's being done? We simply ask because this is still their community. You know, I tell the kids all the time, this is your community center. You tell me what you would like in your community center. You know, this is your home, it is your place. Well, each month we try to have a different type of celebration party or something that's going along with the theme of the month. Our Thanksgiving potluck, where everyone comes out for that, and all the parents like to enjoy to cook. Each parent, we get talk to each parent, and they volunteer to cook something different, so they come out for that. We also have our back to school barbecue, so all the kids are excited about that because they get a backpack filled with school supplies. We invite all the teachers and counselors and principals to come from all the schools that we work with. So the kids are excited to see the teachers. They get to find out who's going to be their teacher for the year. So those types of events really bring the community together because we will get 50, 60 people involved with these things, and they're a lot of fun.
And as soon as you focus sort of the attention of family members on what kind of neighborhood do you want your children to grow up with, everybody gets it. The people who wanted positive community members, who cared about it, take back their communities. And I have seen in the last 10 years the strength of communities coming together and jointly deciding what kind of community they want, and it's pretty powerful when that happens.